So a warm welcome to you all. We will be on the way very shortly, once all the pleasantries are complete. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game, it's Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
What we believe to be the two lineups. Got things on the way. Shahan. He's having a look round. Kuchka. Brugge are on the crest of a slump. No points from the last 15 available. João Pereira plays it forward. Looks to slip it through. He spotted the run and played him through. He's left his man. Can he put it away? A wonderful effort, all by himself.
Well, the run was really impressive. The finish was depressive, and expectations were not met.
Oh, fists it away. Out wide to the right. Can he finish? And he's there to make a great save.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper, has just received an A+ grade.
Oh, smart save. Played back in. Tosses it in low. Vossen shoots! Tries to get it forward quickly, and the counter is on. He's done well to tidy up the situation. Aimed long and direct. Chance to break. Yilmaz with the ball through. Not much subtlety, he's launched himself there. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Played out to the wing. Aimed in toward... He rises and he scores!
Brugge are so well practiced in the art of keeping the ball through, wonderful passing and movement, and a real appetite to ensure it's reflected in their goal count.
Brugge go ahead, 1 goal to the good. Kuchka. Vossen tries to stroke it through, and he's cut it out. Burak Yilmaz. Shahan. Delicate ball. Brugge have statistically the worst defence in the league. Coaxed out to the wing. Oh, good interception. They get a throw in. Steered out wide. Burak Yilmaz. Great leap! He's done very well to get to that.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Looking to force his way through. Now it's Burak Yilmaz, and now the breakaway. Tries a through ball. Could try cutting inside here. Hit in, towering header! Good delivery, no joy.
Well, being able to generate that amount of activity in the box means it's hard not to pick someone out.
Kuchka. Onazi. Kuchka. Shahan. Now the pass. Ball through needs to be good here. Shahan plays a clever pass. Goes for goal! That's wonderful from Burak Yilmaz! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Yeah, the pass was bang on, and he just had to ensure he didn't stray offside. The finish was actually bang on too.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, if anyone in this stadium thinks they haven't got value for money, I give up.
Played out to the wing. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
That just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
Now it's Burak Yilmaz. Tries lifting it over. That's beautifully weighted. Going through. It's Bosan! Good strike, quite an alarm. It so nearly came off for him.
Yeah, he's been at the centre of a lot of things, hasn't he? Mostly good, I should add.
Played out to the right. Yilmaz pushes it out wide. And help's available out wide. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. He gets the ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
Looks like a good ball through. Cuts it out. And now the shoots! That's a half-decent try.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Plays it into the channel. Ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Onazi goes looking. Kuchka passes it through. Now here's the through ball. Yilmaz shoots! Oh, great save, real class.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Good save, he got a decent fist on that. He's tried one! No mistake! And the game is well and truly turned on its head!
Vermeer maybe was unsighted by his own defence there. Just look at the way the ball sneaked through that defensive line, and I don't think he could pick it up until it was way too late. They deserve great credit for turning things around, but they'll now need the defensive resilience to equal that attacking flair.
Classy. Plays it out to the wing. João Pereira. Onazi. Yilmaz with a long pass out wide. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Now it's Vossen. Looks like a good ball through. Tries a through ball. Receives it from behind. Has a hit! Vossen shoots! Oh, fantastic from Vossen! With half-time at hand! Perfect timing! He was so alert to the possibilities there, great stuff.
Oh look, there's only one player who merits all the praise for that. Not only did he finish it, but his instincts for being where he was, absolutely top-notch.
Quite a thriller this one's become.
Oh, I think the coach will really be annoyed with that. The players were still thinking about their goal and just got caught napping.
And it's Yilmaz. Yilmaz plays it out to the flank. He's in space and looking for options. Over to the left. Out to the flank. Floats one over. That would be a corner. Hit with his head, but couldn't steer it in. first half is done. Well, it has been a pretty crazy game so far. The game played out in extraordinary fashion, and the scoreline underlines that. Terrific half, 4 goals split evenly, beautifully set up for the second period to follow. Brugge kick off the second half. Forward it goes, long and high towards the flank. Pumps it in, and the header! No, he couldn't get the direction he needed.
Trabzonspor can defend those situations better by stopping the crosser at source. They're committing a lot of men forward at the start of the second half. They know that this is an important time for them now.
In comes the cross. It's a brilliant interception.
Well, that's the first attempt, Peter, we've seen at one of those raking passes just to spread the play.
Vossen. Out to the left it goes.
Brugge making a fresh attempt to release someone in behind from back to front, and this is something different.
Kuchka. Shahan. Now it's Burak Yilmaz. Pushes it out wide. Now here's the through ball. Out for a throw. Now here's the through ball. And here's the chance to counter. And it's Vossen. It was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Now the pass. Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one. Kuchka. Onazi. Looks to thread it through. And it's the goalkeepers to claim. And it's Vossen. Vossen puts his foot on the gas. Kuchka. Well, it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. And the weighted pass. Has he picked him out? Just brushed off the ball there. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. In he flies! Oh, not the best of headers. It wide. Shot a goal! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
The timing of the pass and run was exquisite.
Lobs it in gently. It's out for a goal kick. Burak Yilmaz. João Pereira. Burak Yilmaz, played out to the right. João Pereira knocks one in. Tries to get it forward quickly. Defenders on the back foot. Vossen plays it into the channel. Let us put a stop to that. Deftly done. Now it's Vossen. Vossen. And he's there to cut it out. Forward it goes. A real chance to break. Looks to slip it through. He's got options out wide. So who's he picking out? He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Cut out in the nick of time. Classy spreads it towards the left. And it's Vossen. Vossen looks to dink one in. Kuchka. Into the last quarter of an hour. Kuchka. Shahan.
Trabzonspor showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
Out wide to the right. Looks like a good ball through. Gets into some space. Keeps everyone guessing. There's some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy. Trabzonspor merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Played out to the wing. João Pereira. It's a promising run he's making on the right with a delicate ball.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Timely intervention.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Keeper's ball. Onazi pushes it out wide. Kuchka with the ball through. Oh, that is lovely footwork. Yilmaz shoots! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Now it's Kuchka. Back into the middle. João Pereira plays it out to the flank. Hits it! Really well taken goal. Surely that has won it! A massive strike at the very last! I've given such an open invitation, he was always going to shoot.
Yeah, and teamwork was key to that. A beautiful piece of engineering to set him free in the box.
Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though not quite able.
Just a few more moments for them to hang on. Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. Onazi. João Pereira. Looks to clip it forward. I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he was off. Ever so slightly, but he was off.
There's going to be another change here. Got amongst the goals here, and now he takes his leave.
I think he's put in a good shift, and their fans appreciate that. I think he can feel pretty happy with the contribution he's made.
Dinks one in. In once more. And that will be the final act. What a match, what a comeback. That is how to respond to adversity. Truly deserving winners. So a dramatic game decided in its very last moments.
Well, I just think that determination and persistence has paid off handsomely to squeeze the win out of a draw. Sometimes it comes down to grit and desire and the stubbornness to keep plugging away. And this has been great staying power.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. Hello and welcome from the St Jakob Park, the home of FC Basel. And our live game is Basel against Galatasaray. Well, I'm Peter Drury and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you, I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Basel are in a 4-5-1 formation.
Yeah, essentially this system lends itself to a more cautious approach, but that's not to say they can't turn caution into steady ambition.
Gets things running. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
I've got to go for the powerful Bafétimbi Gomis. He may not be an example of technical perfection, but his robust style helps him to get the job done by sheer force at times, and he'll plough through most defences.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Has a hit! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Clears it out of harm's way. Inan. Gomis! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Loose ball, who's going to get there? Belanda. Selçuk Inan. Xhaka. Rich Stocker. Looks like a good ball through. Gomis. Belanda. Hoists it high. Now here's the through ball. Inan gets it back. Mariano. Nagatomo. Couple of decent early chances. It bodes well for an exciting game. to from here. Belanda looks to slip it through. The shot's on! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Away from immediate danger. So it is still 0-0. Over to the left. And it's Xhaka. Plays a clever pass. Nagatomo, Selçuk Inan, Mariano, Faguli, Mariano, tries a through ball, tries to get it forward quickly. Selçuk Inan, Mariano, and it's Inan, Nagatomo, nicely controlled, or fists it away. Can he score?
Ah, that's great defending to cover for the goalkeeper and just get something in the way.
Stocker, now the pass. Faguli. Nagatomo. It's Gomis, tries to dink it in, tries to stroke it through. It's a goal kick. Tries lifting it over. Has a swing at it! Belanda. Selçuk Inan. Mariano. Faguli. Gomis looks to thread it through. Faguli with a long pass out wide. Inan passes it through. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Looked very promising.
Galatasaray seemed to have chosen a tougher route through the middle. That was easily read and dealt with.
Pushes it out wide. Looks to slip it through. A chance to play it in. Stocker. He'll have it in! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
Up to meet it! Harmlessly behind. got away. Strong challenge, but well within the laws. Plays it into the channel. Stocker. Deftly done. Looking to shoot! Forward it goes. Belanda. Selçuk Inan. That'll be the last act of the first half. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. It's been an interesting game up to now, but still goalless. So we reach the halfway point.
FC Basel ended that first half in such a strong fashion. I think we'll just have to wait and see now if they can rekindle that drive and that determination. It's been great commitment, and that has to be maintained in the second half.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. So we're already into the second period. 0-0 then, and we're back underway. And it's Belanda. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Xhaka. The weighted pass, timely intervention. Belanda. Fakuli. Belanda. Selçuk Inan. Fakuli. Mariano. Belanda, go, hits one!
I can't speak highly enough of the keeper after that save. Can't stop thinking about it.
Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Looks to dink one in. And it's Inan. Ball's come loose and the chase is on. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. He's gone for goal. Oh, the ball's come loose. Chance to break. Fakuli. Some good work on the right flank. Now, what's next? Fakuli. Gorgeous control there. It's a loose ball, played out to the wing. Fakuli. Bell has a pop! And the ball's come out! That's great strength on the ball. Belanda. Could move up a gear here. Battles to win it back. He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again. Chip through. Chance! Big chance! It's in! The breakthrough arrives at last! However, whenever they tried to stand in his way, he just was not to be denied.
Oh, this fella's as slippery as a needle the way he freed himself to score. I mean, for that defence, it was a case of now you've got him, now you don't. Brilliant.
Basel take the lead, 1-0.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Stocker did really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. Belanda. So Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Looks like a good ball through. Guli give the ball through.
Galatasaray showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Well, this isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Just has to be done.
Ball's loose, who's getting there? Good run, ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. Oh, no question, that's a foul. And it's Stocker. He's had a shot! Oh, great save, real class.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Oh, he really wanted that.
Well, Peter, I think it's fairly obvious. He's one of the biggest influences out there. Galatasaray are definitely not going down without a scrap. Their attitude just can't be faulted.
Stocker. So they got the only goal to give them a 1-0 lead. Can he shapes the shoots?
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Nagatomo lobs it in gently. Played into the middle, towering header!
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Basel are still just one up. It needs making safe, this. And he heaves it forward. Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy. FC Basel are clearly looking to kill this game off. It's keeping the ball away from the other end too.
Mariano.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Almost there, and the players can feel it. Mariano.
There's only one word for this, it's baffling. That team needs to figure out where the ball needs to be, and it's not there. Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
Galatasaray don't have many options, and time is running out. Oh, that's neat. And that's it. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it all came down to just the odd goal.
Yeah, it was a fairly stern test with very little between two teams that scrapped for everything.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom, and to wish you all a very good evening. The warmest of welcomes to you. We await the conclusion of the pre-game formalities. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
we believe to be the two lineups. So it's away we go then. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Stevan Jovetic. I think he could be the key in this game. Leading the front line is not really suited to him, but the freedom to play from a slightly deeper position or from out wide can bring out the best in him.
Okay, interesting. Zuniga gets it back. Is it in? What a save! Terrific reactions! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Good save, he got a decent fist on that. For a throw. Locks it in gently. Shoots! Oh, that's amazing! A stellar strike from the skipper!
Well, from our impartial perch, you couldn't ask for a more spectacular start to a game. And with the skipper responsible too, it just lends the moment a bit more oomph. And let's hope it carries on in a similar vein.
And that is stunning, just too hot to handle.
Was it just me, or did he make that look very, very easy? That was terrific skill and composure from him. He finished with such a plot.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before they can actually say that the job is over.
João Moutinho, Lamar. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Brugge. Keita passes it through. And the finish! Big relief, it just needed better contact. Inside the first 10 minutes to make it 1-0. Forward it goes. Over to the left. Tries a through ball. Hefty challenge, but fair enough. Monaco get it back again. Well played, he saw that coming. Quarter of an hour played. Well, it's a scoreline to raise the eyebrow. 1-0 to the underdogs. Fabinho. And it's Jovetic. Looking to get within range. Who's he going to play in? Cut out in the nick of time. Now the pass. Now it's Jovetic. Looks to slip it through. Keita takes aim with a cross. Too much on it and out of play. Out wide to the right. Played out to the wing. Long and direct. He's made sure that that won't get through. Has a pop! Leap! It's a goal! And this is getting better and better. And however many surrounded him, that is what he can do.
Oh, this fella's as slippery as a needle the way he freed himself to score. I mean, for that defence, it was a case of how you've got him, how you don't. Brilliant. Such a polarising effect on prospective moods. I mean, one team are under more pressure now to get the next goal, and the other will fancy their chances of turning 2 into 3.
Looks like a good ball through. Zuniga. It's a goal kick. Sidibe, and the weighted pass, big chance here, shoots! Pushes it out wide, coaxed out to the wing, going through. Had too much on it. João Moutinho plays it into the channel. Lamar floats one over. It's out for a goal. Zuniga. Tries lifting it over. Boots it to safety. Tries to get it forward quickly. Keita with a delicate ball. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Tries to... Gets up to head it! No, he didn't quite meet it right.
Well, he did get himself into a good position, something for him to cling to.
Oh, he really wanted that.
Yeah, and you can feel and hear how the crowd are reacting to all of this.
It's gone out for a throw-in. Well positioned to make that interception. Moutinho. Sidibe. And it's Keita. Now the pass.
They didn't manage to get nearly enough into the box. That speaks of little ambition.
Moutinho. Hoists it high. It's the goalkeeper's to claim. The ball's come loose and the chase is on. Real chance! The shot's on! And it's half-time here. It's the first half compared with your expectation.
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
It has been a remarkable contest, decorated by goals, and two between them at half-time. Here we go again. Another piece of really good defending. Keita. Sidibe. Goes long. Tried to play it through.
Sidibe encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Monaco can't seem to retain possession. Could move up a gear here. Question, that's a foul. Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Camille Glick has got himself a free kick. Battles to win it back.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Tries a through ball. Can he put it away? He's there to make a great save.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
He's had a shot! More and more and more and more! They are running riot! And they are pulling clear here. However they tried to stand in his way, he just was not to be denied.
Demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Without reply. This is becoming a stroll. And it's Keita. Passes it through. Zuniga looking to get on the end of this. He's got away. Zuniga plays it in.
Well, that's the first attempt, Peter, we've seen at one of those raking passes just to spread the play.
Aimed long and direct. Brugge positions himself well and cuts it out. Cuts it out. Looks to clip it forward. He's found his man. Face to face with the keeper. He'll have a dip! It's in! Over the hills and far away! No catching them now!
Looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning breakaway.
Brugge looks to slip it through. Keita. And it's Sidibe. Dinks one in. João Moutinho hurtles into the tackle. Stuck out a leg for a good challenge. Forward it goes. Falcao tries to stroke it through. Well, it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. Weighted pass. Floats one over. Zuniga. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Played out to the right. Passes it through. Oh, good ball. Gets the chance to cross. Sidibe, long and high towards the flank. Keita looking to get on the end of this. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Tries to get it forward quickly. And it's Zuniga. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Well, they held on to it for far too long there, and they've allowed the defence the chance to close them down. Brugge looks to thread it through. Aimed in towards the centre. Zuniga. Forward it goes. Very well to intervene. Coutinho. Keita with the ball through. It's a brilliant interception. Aimed long and direct. And it's Fabinho. Zuniga. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses. Going for goal! The final 5 minutes. Lamar. Goes for the cross. Up for a header! Looks to dink one in. And he's made certain that won't get through. Oh, good interception. Now here's the through ball. Lamar. Coutinho. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. Oh, that's a booking, always looked it.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
It could be in here. And that is that. A demolition, destruction, annihilation. They simply ran away with it. Your final thoughts, Jim?
I think it's all about setting the right tone at the start of a match, and if you can back that up with an early goal, it just energises everybody, the whole performance, and I think they were certainly more fluid as a result of the early goal.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. I think we're just about ready to get going here. A warm welcome to you wherever you are in the world. And our live game is Besiktas against BAYER Leverkusen. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Besiktas have chosen to go 4-5-1.
Yeah, essentially this system lends itself to a more cautious approach, but that's not to say they can't turn caution into steady ambition.
We're underway. Besiktas have the league's best defensive record. Looks to slip it through. He's got options out wide. Massive leap! Besiktas are on a great run, 5 wins in a row. Ozyakup. And it's Wagner Love. Looks to dink one in. He's in, surely! Now it's Lenz. Now a chance to break. Tries a through ball. Plays a towering header. He will be livid with himself.
BAYER Leverkusen are doing all the attacking, and they've played some good football to boot.
Toure, now the pass. Passes it through. Kiesling plays it in. Well read, he sorted that out.
That right side seems to have become a very good outlet for them now. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. Well, the defence have two choices: deal with the man or deal with the space.
Aimed long and direct. Downbart Linger. Bender. And it's Bellarabi. Besiktas looking really energetic early on. It is a high press. Caner Erkin goes looking. Last bender. Looks like a good ball through. So what's he planning here? Whose ball? Who's going to get there? And that's been won straight back. Besiktas still without an attempt on target. It's a loose ball. Mattel. Looks to slip it through. Lovely bit of skill. Cut out in the nick of time. Torre. Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Mattel. Lens. Caner Erkin. Osjakub. Kiesling dashing forward at pace. Steered out wide. Now the pass. Baumgartlinger. And it's hoisted clear. And it's been taken straight back. And he just whacks it away. Baumgartlinger, great leap! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Tries to stroke it through. Threw himself at it, but he's got it cleanly. Osjakub. Caner Erkin. Hoists it high. Baumgartlinger. Bellarabi. And it's Kiesling. Osjakub. Wagner Love. Torre. Osjakub. Caner Erkin. Lens. Tries a through ball. It's a brilliant interception. It's being played forward. Kiesling makes himself available. Now the counter. Baumgartlinger passes it through. He's gone for it! Same again, same outcome.
This is proving to be a very good spell. The intensity is great, but they've got to make it count.
And it's Wagner Love. Gökhan Gönül lobs it in gently. Room for a shot. Up to meet it. Goal! Besiktas! Great header, made it look easy.
Well, look, it's often the timing of the jump that dictates what you can do with any header, and if you get it slightly wrong, then you'll struggle. But that was beautifully met, it really was.
Besiktas break the deadlock.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Baumgartlinger tried to play it through.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was appreciated.
Spreads it wide. He has it out wide now. Dinks one in. Ozikuk needed to come up with a better ball.
Ozan Ozikuk clearly is miffed having made the run and not get picked out.
Battles to win it back. Ozikuk. Gets it back. Besiktas scoring close to half-time to give them a 1-0 lead. And the ball is out of play. That is a poor kick by the keeper, being intercepted. Forward pass. He's made sure that that won't get through. Down Bartlinger. Ball's out on the left now. Lars Bender. Down Bartlinger. Lars Bender. And there's the end of the first half. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now.
Well, that certainly pleased the fans, and the players are definitely happy with that scoreline. The question is now, can they protect it?
Besiktas leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. So we're just settling back into this second half.
Besiktas going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
Ozikuk. Forward it goes. Nicely worked. Bellarabi. Bender plays it into the channel. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Lars Bender encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Pepe. Deftly done. Tar. It's come loose. Looking to Ozikuk! He's got away with one there. There's some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Vida picks it up from the goal kick. Gökhan Gürel. And the weighted pass. Now it's Wagner. It's Wagner Love! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Down Bartlinger. Played out to the wing. Kiesling hits it! Ozikuk. Team still separated by the game's only goal. Tries lifting it over. And it's Kiesling. Kiesling. Lovely little display of skill that is. Turns and goes back. Baumgart gets up to head it! It's come back out! Decent enough try.
It's still a really good effort, though.
Wagner Love. Looks like a good ball through. He'll have it in! Danger averted for now. Looks to slip it through. Lenz tries to get some whip on it. Tries to get it forward quickly. Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
Long and high towards the flank. Pumps it into the area. And it's Bender. Real shoots! They've scored! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
The first touch was absolutely heavenly, and because of it, the finish was a mere formality.
Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur. Bayer Leverkusen grab the equaliser and we're all square.
Well, they're back on level terms, so the guessing game goes on. As to what will happen from here, I've no idea.
Ozyakup, and he has been fouled there. Looks to clip it forward. Lenz! Oh, surely that deserved better.
It was such a clever idea to lift it into his path.
Aimed long and direct. Tried to play it through.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild frustration.
Shana Erkin goes looking. Oh, good interception. One shell pass, that's the message there. Aranguis. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Gökhan Gürül. But it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. Oh, sweet feet. Now the pass. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Looked very promising.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
If we're going to get a winner, it's got to come now.
Bayer Leverkusen showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now. I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Pepe looks to thread it through. Well played, he saw that coming. Aranguis. Lars Bender. Baumgartlinger. Out wide to the right. Back into the middle.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Wagner Love pushes it out wide. It's Charisma! He comes flying in! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
You get the feeling that whoever scores the next goal here will be the winners of this tie. They can't afford to waste chances like that, though.
Up he gets! Goal! Besiktas! And they get themselves in front! Great corner, and he did the rest.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Besiktas take the lead.
Yeah, it's been their hard work that has got them this lead, but I just wonder whether they can keep it up. This may take a toll now.
Out towards the flank. Plenty waiting in the middle. Whipped in. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Bayer Leverkusen are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
Forward it goes.
They're making life really hard for themselves. The ball needs to be in the mixer, not there.
And it's Kiesling. Kiesling with a long pass out wide. Vida boots it to safety.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue this situation, and it needs to be any time now, really.
He goes long. Oh, delightful ball.
Besiktas can afford to settle on seeing this one out by running down the clock, I think.
Tries to dink it in. Baumgartlinger goes up and over. The ball's come loose and the chase is on. There is the final whistle. Well, whatever the shortcomings on either side, it was a great game to watch, just one between them. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Besiktas really approached this game with clear intent, Peter, and a training ground plot was turned into a very good success.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want